Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I have finally bit the bullet and got myself a proper 4-season tent. It's a tent I didn't think I would be able to get. No more with the fact that it's cost a fair bit, but still. I want to do some proper winter camping, so I need the right gear. I don't doubt my Nature Hike Cloud Peak 2 at all. It did well up Grinslow Knoll in that freezing fog when it froze solid. If you haven't seen that video, get on it, have a look. The Cloud Peak 2 is a brilliant tent, don't get me wrong. It has its flaws that some people have encountered in the past. However, I've not had an issue with it. But like I said, if I want to do some serious winter camping, if the weather allows it, I need a decent tent. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the new edition. Drum roll, please. Dun, 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 dun. There we have it. I've gone and got myself a Hilleberg. Now, a lot of you might think that it's a, well, to be fair, if you've got a Hilleberg, you'll see the bag and you'll know it's not what some people might think it is. It's not a solo. It is a Hilleberg Staika Black Label. I'm going to start pitching it now, do a little time lapse. It's going to be the first time I've pitched this tent, so bear with if it takes a while. These are the new poles. These are the new poles. A hell of a lot thicker than the Nature Hikes. I'll do a voiceover with the specs in a bit. And then you'll know the details about the poles, tent fabric, guy lines, all that sort of stuff. Because I don't know if you've seen on the Nature Hike video, when it comes to talking about details while I'm actually putting the tent up, I am awful at it. I'm actually on the local rugby pitch at the minute, or just to the side of it. Half one, so I'm hoping no one comes along. Alright, let's have a look at the pegs. Very nice. So that's the pegs. If you can see that, nice and gold. Hilleberg printed on the side. Again, thicker than the Nature Hike ones. Now, when you look at a Staika, to be fair, the Staika is, or does look very similar to a, does look a bit similar to the Nature Hike, to be fair. So hopefully they'll be very similar in pitching, I hope. Could very well pitch this completely wrong. And that's all part and parcel. Got to learn sooner or later. Apologies if my backside is in full view right now. So I've never had this before. I'll show you in a bit more detail when I've pitched it and I get the tent up. But there's a little pocket here. And there's one on either side when you put the poles in, which helps with stability. I've never had that. You don't get that on the nature hike. So I'm already buzzing about that. Not so much the bugs that will go on my tent. So I won't be at this just yet. I am going to keep this purely for winter. So on the next wild camp or two that I do before the winter season is upon us, winter is coming, then you'll be seeing the nature hike still. See, I've already cut that up already. So there you go, first mistake. There's actually a longer sleeve, so you can see that from there. That one, to be fair. They are colour coded. However, I've not seen anything on the poles to warrant knowing what pole to put in. That makes sense. Obviously, this is blue. This is red. But on some tents, when you're pitching and it's colour coordinated, you have got like colour ended poles. Now, unless I'm being absolutely blind as a bat, there is nothing on these poles to say otherwise. So there you go. Now I've put pegs in most ends and they've popped out, so that's a good start. But we'll get that rectified soon and make sure I don't obviously leave without any missing pegs. Ooh, what's that? So already, to me, and those that have got Hillebergs will know this for a fact anyway, but already that being like it is now, with the poles inserted into the pockets, that looks sturdy as anything already. So we'll get the clips in there. Oh, a bit tougher to put these clips in. Standing on the outer of the tent, I'm trying to please them. Up a little bit. Now, if anyone has got a Staika and is watching this, obviously I am a beginner when it comes to Hillebergs. This is my first one. I've never slept in one, pitched one or anything in my life, so if you have got any hints or tips when it comes to this, please do let me know in the comments. It'd be greatly appreciated. I'll make an arse of myself. Right, so there you go, there's the main structure done. I'll give you a quick close-up. So these are the sleeves I was on about, then goes down into a sort of like leathery pocket. As you can see, they are colour coordinated, so that's red, and then just over there is a blue, and then here's a white. So again, I need to figure out why they're colour coordinated, because there's definitely nothing on the pole. Guy ropes, got the vent there, the doors here, same on the other side. Just need to get the top cap on now, get the guy lines out. These are the guy lines. Again, they look sturdy. I've got that wrapped around the bleeding thing already, look, see. Schoolboy error already. Hilleberg owners are all laughing at me already. Yeah, guy lines attached to 2 spots on the tent on either side. Guy lines attached to 2 areas on the side. That goes for all the guy lines as well, just adds for that extra bit of sturdiness. But yeah, well impressed already. Get these guy lines out, and then we'll crack on. Also, the tent does come with a footprint. We're not going to be putting that down today. Is that blurry? No, if that is blurry, I apologise. You can just about make it out. Yeah. Yeah, it does come with a footprint, which does cost a fair bit. I mean, but if you've bought the tent, I'm pretty sure you can afford that, to be honest. This time of year is a right faff. I've got my through dark jacket on. I was going to wear my Bergass down jacket just with a t-shirt on underneath it, but I thought, no, that'd be a bit too warm, that, to be fair, because the sun is out. And I put this on. You know, it's like a sort of like fleecy jumper, and still bloody sweating. It's that time of year, isn't it, where you just can't win either way. You wear something lightweight and you'll be bloody freezing. You wear something a little bit thicker and then you end up sweating. You cannot win. Right, so we'll guide this last guy line out and then we'll put the top cap on, and then eventually we will end up inside it. So with the top cap, I think I'll do what I did with the nature hike as well. I might just see if there's a way of cable tying that somehow. Just add for a bit of extra protection, and so it don't fly off when it gets a bit windy. Again, if anyone has got Hilleberg Staika or a solo for that matter, that has a top cap and has the odd little hint or tip, then please, again, do drop them in the comments, let me know. It'd be massively appreciated. Right, so there you have it. The Hilleberg, oh hello, what's going on here? Now they have got these little toggles that you can pull down just to tighten the top cap. Now a little lesson I learned from the nature hike is just try and make sure it is on properly. Hasn't got any like sort of, you know, how like that's doing that where it's folding up a little bit. Because on the top cap, if it does that, it will sort of like do that in the wind. And it's very annoying. But there you go. Hilleberg Staika Black Label. Apologies if it does look a little bit off. Obviously, it is the first time I've pitched it. We'll get better in time, I promise. So I am absolutely buzzing with that. You know, like I said, I've probably not pitched it as perfect as I could do, especially with the bottom pegs. Guy lines aren't too bad. It's just the base of the tent I just need to get a bit better with. But yeah, absolutely buzzing with that. So, who fancies a look inside? Come on in. So the Staika has got a front and back door. There is a little clip which I'll show you in a bit. Yeah, there is a little clip down there that secures the zip when you have pulled it down. There is a bit of a leaf as well that protects the zip. That's a cracking little touch, that, loving that, as well as the clip for the zip. Does go quite high, the zips, to be fair. Not used to that. And it is, I can already tell, I mean, I know the sun's out, but it is like, what, touching the middle of October, not far off anyway. And you can tell this tent's already going to keep me warm, because in there, it's roasting in there already. So, there's your leaf, or protection for the zip. That's your zip there, and this covers it when the door's shut, which is always good. This little clip here, if you can see that, there you go. It's on a little bungee cord. When you zip the tent up, you can thread that through the zip, and it keeps the zip down. And then this is the inside of the tent. This is the first time I've ever been inside a Hilleberg. So I am well buzzing with that. So you've got little tassels there and there and there for when you roll the door up. The doors itself, obviously depending on how cold it is, the doors themselves are double layered. You've got a mesh there if it gets a bit too warm, and then obviously I've got a bug in here already. Bloody ladybird, get out. Come on. So yeah, if you are in peak winter, you can zip them up. And then that gives you that extra layer of thickness. I am absolutely buzzing with that. You know, roughly about the same sort of space you get with a Cloud Peak 2 as well. Can easily fit 2 people there. Not that you'd want 2 people in your Hilleberg. How rude is that? But yeah, either way, your bag, all your kit, cooking stuff, sorted. And this, but even though I said like you get the footprint and all that, but this as well, this feels thick. You know, obviously it probably will tear on the right sort of ground or whatever, or rocks or whatever, but still, it does feel quite thick. A lot thicker than the Cloud Peak 2 anyway. But yeah, buzzing. Well happy with that. My bank account's not too happy, but I am. I don't know really what else to say about that, to be honest. It's I cannot wait. Winter needs to hurry up, because I need to get out in that. I feel a little bit, can't help it, you get sentimental with your gear, didn't you? I do feel like I'm cheating on the Cloud Peak 2 a little bit. But like I said, I want to get out in like the proper winter stuff. I know Grinslow Knoll looked a bit gnarly when I was up there in the freezing fog and whatnot, but still, just yeah, you know, I want to get out in the actual snow, thick snow, and proper winter conditions, and I need the kit to do that, you know, and that is a part of it. Yeah, well happy with that. Absolutely buzzing with that. If you do buy it brand new, obviously it comes with the poles and the pegs and that. Obviously, because why wouldn't it? Bit of a stupid thing to say, Nicholas. The footprint, unfortunately, that does come separately, but it did where I bought it from anyway. And that's another, like, at least a ton, unless you can find it somewhere cheaper. But this was an extra ton. Thankfully, it came with a deal when I bought the tent, so you know, it came free. So I can't complain there. In the bag itself, you do get. Let me find it. There it is. You do get a little booklet with it. I've not read that yet. I didn't even know that was in there to open the bag, because that was the first time I'd actually opened the bag and got the tent out. This is all brand new. You're seeing this for the first time, as well as I am. You know, the bag's just been sat in my lounge for God knows how long. Well, I do know how long. It's been a couple of weeks actually, but there you go. But yeah, finally seeing it up now, it's just unreal. I have to admit, I keep staring at that. You know, never in my life did I think I'd end up getting one. You know, because let's not beat around the bush. They are expensive bits of kit. You know, some people might weep at how expensive they are, and I'll probably get an ear bashing off the rentals for it. But hey ho, you only live once. If you want to go out and do this stuff, like I've said before, you know, in peak winter conditions, you need the right kit for it. I'll just show you, just shutting the door, obviously with the leaf and all that and the clip. I'll just show you that quick. Let's just shut this door first. I've no doubt got bugs in it already. It is a T-zip on both sides. So, and obviously, again, I've not actually mentioned the vestibules is a beautiful size there on both sides as well. So if you want to do a bit of outside cooking, obviously we don't advise cooking inside the tent. But yeah, if you need to shut that door because it's a bit windy, just leave the top open a little bit, and then you can cook in the vestibule. But it is a beautiful size vestibule. Right, so I grab the tent, grab the zip for the door. You'll notice it runs alongside or inside this lip, which is beautiful. And the zip itself has actually got a big loop in it. So you can see the loop there, and there's a little toggle there. Just thread that through that big hoop, and then you can see that there. That keeps that zip stationary. So if you are in high winds, your zip's not going to undo and your door's not going to flap open, and then you can cover it over by that lip there as well. And like I said, that lip runs all the way up the doorway. And exactly the same for the other side as well. You can see all that there. Lips all the way down. I've got, what's that now? Look at that. Bugs on my tent already. Get off. Yeah, a couple of dead bugs on this tent by the time I've packed it away and use it again. Awesome. Oh well. Yeah, there we have it. Hilleberg Staika Black Label. I cannot tell you how much I'm looking forward to getting out in that. So I'm going to get that packed away now, so more bugs don't go on it. But I'll talk you through some of the specs now of the tent, you know, size, weight, etc. So you know what to expect if you are looking to buy one.
So the Hilleberg Staika is a Black Label ranged tent. So that means that the tents under the Black Label are the strongest and most adaptable of Hilleberg's trekking tents and offer outstanding protection in all weather conditions across all seasons. The Staika's weight does come in at a little bit higher, but considering what you get out of it, it is worth the sacrifice in weight. So the weight is minimum 3.4 kg, but a packed weight of 4.0 kg. You get with it 3 times 10mm poles and 16 wire pegs. The fly sheet is a Curlon 1800 fly sheet, has a 40D high tenacity ripstop nylon 66 fabric with a tear strength of 18 kilograms, which offers the ideal balance of great strength and lightweight.
Well, one thing I did want to tell you is that when you're unpitching this tent, it's a bit stiff when you're putting these on first time. So many ants and spiders fuming. But they've actually got these little, nearly dropped you then. On these clips, there's actually quite a bit of a lip. So you can just, they just flick off. So they're nice and simple. And it will not take long for that tent to come down. Oh my God, there's so many. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you are looking at getting a Hilleberg Staika, hopefully this video helps. Just another side note as well, the bag it came in, I'm probably not going to use that because it's quite big. So I'm probably going to use a compression sack for the tent and then keep the poles in the bag, or in my rucksack I should say, along with the pegs and that. Because yeah, that Hilleberg, I mean it can stay in the Hilleberg bag when it's not being used and it's in the outdoor room at home, but when I take it out on camps and that, it's going in a compression sack. It's not staying in that, it's far too big. So yeah, anywho, right, cheers guys, thank you very much for watching. Apologies it's been so long since a video. I am planning on getting out again on at least 2 or 3 wild camps before the year's out, and then obviously hopefully when the winter kicks in properly, you shall see me out in that for the first time, fingers crossed.